Imagine you're standing somewhere on a hillside in thick fog, and your only goal is to reach the lowest point of the valley. All you can do is feel which way the ground slopes and step downhill. So here's the question that quietly runs through this whole subject. When you finally stop, how do you know you've reached the true bottom? On a landscape like this one, stepping downhill always works. There's a single valley, and every path leads to it. But on this one, downhill can betray you. Start on the left, and you slide into a dip that feels like the bottom, while a deeper valley waits just over the ridge, completely hidden. One single property decides which world you're in. It's called convexity, and by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to spot it on sight. Let's give those two valleys their proper names. A point that's lower than everything nearby is a local minimum. A point that's lower than everything, everywhere, is the global minimum, the one you actually want. The whole difficulty of optimization lives in this gap. A downhill method can get stuck at the local minimum and never discover the global one. And proving you found the global minimum is, in general, genuinely hard. Convexity is the escape hatch. When the thing you're minimizing is a convex function and the region you're searching is a convex set, the gap simply vanishes. Any point that's best in its own little neighborhood is automatically best everywhere. That one promise is the reason this whole lesson exists. Everything else is just learning how to check those two conditions. Start with sets, because the feasible region is a set. The definition is almost childishly simple. Pick any 2 points in the set. If the straight line joining them stays entirely inside, the set is convex. This blob passes. Every chord you could draw between its points lies inside it. No dents, no holes, no bites taken out. This L shape fails. Connect these 2 corners, and the line strays outside the set. A single bad chord is enough to disqualify it. Written out, a blended point, lambda of x plus 1 minus lambda of y, must stay in the set for every blend between 0 and 1. As lambda sweeps from 0 to 1, that point traces the whole segment. Now the useful part. The basic pieces we build feasible regions from are all convex. A half space, everything on one side of a straight line, is convex. And here's the key fact that makes everything click. The intersection of convex sets is convex. Stack up several half spaces, and where they all overlap you carve out a polygon. That polygon is a polyhedron, and it's exactly the feasible region of a linear program. This is the quiet reason linear programming is so beautifully well-behaved. Its search space can never trap you. The same idea, lifted from sets to functions. A function is convex if it curves like a bowl, but let's make that precise with chords. Take any 2 points on the graph and connect them with a straight chord. For a convex function, that chord never dips below the curve. It always sits on top. Slide a point along that chord. Directly below it on the curve, the function's actual value is always smaller. The gold gap you see is convexity, made visible. That's Jensen's inequality. On the left, the function of the blended input, the curve. On the right, the blend of the 2 outputs, the chord. Convex means the left side is always less than or equal to the right. Flip a convex function upside down, and you get a concave one. Its chords lie below, like log or square root. And a straight line is both at once. That's an affine function, where the chord and the graph are the same thing. Minimizing convex and maximizing concave are the same easy problem. Checking Jensen's inequality by hand for every pair of points would be exhausting. If the function is differentiable, there are 2 much faster tests. First, the tangent test. Draw the tangent line at any point of a convex curve. It always lies below the graph. The tangent is a global underestimator. Slide the point where it touches. No matter where, the tangent stays underneath. That's the first-order condition. The graph never crosses below its own tangent. In symbols, the value at any y is at least the tangent's prediction from x, true for all x, and y exactly when the function is convex. The second test is the one you'll actually use. A twice-differentiable function is convex exactly when its Hessian, the matrix of second derivatives, is positive semi-definite everywhere. in one variable that collapses to something you've known since school. The second derivative is non-negative. The function curves upward. And positive semi-definite just means every eigenvalue is non-negative. All positive, and you get a strictly convex function with a single unique minimum. A mix of signs, and the function is neither convex nor concave, a saddle with the multiple optima we're trying to avoid. Here's the trick that saves you from ever touching a Hessian on a complicated function. Certain operations preserve convexity. Build from convex pieces using these rules, and the result is guaranteed convex. A non-negative weighted sum of convex functions is convex. Adding costs is safe. The pointwise maximum of convex functions is convex. That's what makes worst-case objectives tractable. Compose with an affine map, or wrap in a convex increasing function, and convexity survives. So to certify this function, you never compute a derivative. E to the x is convex. 3x minus 1 squared is an affine map into the convex square. Max of x and 0 is a pointwise maximum of two lines. Every leaf is convex, and a non-negative sum of convex functions is convex. Certify the leaves. Let the rules carry convexity up to the root, and you're done in a single line of reasoning. Now assemble everything into a problem. A convex program has a convex objective, convex inequality constraints, each g less than or equal to 0, and equality constraints that must be affine, straight lines with no curvature. Why must equalities be affine? Because a curved equality quietly destroys convexity, and it's the most common way a good model goes wrong. Watch. Less than or equal to 1 gives you the solid disk. Pick any 2 points, and the chord between them stays inside. Convex. But equals 1 keeps only the boundary, just the ring. Now the chord between 2 points cuts straight through the empty middle, leaving the set entirely. The circle is not convex, so a curved equality makes the whole problem non-convex. And here is the payoff, the central theorem of the whole subject. In a convex program, any local minimum is automatically a global minimum. The reason is a one-line picture. Suppose some feasible point z were actually lower than your local minimum x star. The segment joining them stays feasible because the set is convex. And along that segment, convexity forces the function to drop immediately below x star, contradicting that it was the best point nearby. No such z can exist, so the local minimum had to be global all along. Let's put the tests to work. First, is x squared plus xy plus y squared convex? Skip Jensen. Go straight to the Hessian of second derivatives. Its eigenvalues come out to 1 and 3, both strictly positive. So the Hessian is positive definite, and the function is strictly convex, one clean bowl with a single minimum. Contrast that with x squared minus y squared. Its eigenvalues are plus 2 and minus 2, mixed signs. That's a saddle, convex in one direction, concave in the other. Exactly the shape a convex program forbids. Second example. Take the pointwise maximum of two straight lines. Each line is affine, hence convex, and the maximum of convex functions is convex. So this is convex without any computation. The maximum traces the upper envelope of the two lines, a clean convex, V opening upward. The two pieces are equal where 2x plus 1 meets minus x plus 4, which solves to x equals 1, giving a value of 3. That kink is the global minimum, and because the function is convex, a downhill method started anywhere on either arm slides straight to it. No traps, no guessing. Let's gather everything into one checklist you can carry into any problem. A set is convex when the segment between any two of its points stays inside. A function is convex when its chords sit above the graph. The fastest check is the Hessian being positive semi-definite. Sums, maxima, and affine maps all preserve convexity. And the payoff, in a convex program, every local minimum is the global one. When you can recognize or reshape a problem into this form, you can solve it reliably, at global optimality, at enormous scale. That's why spotting convexity is one of the highest leverage skills in the whole field. Next time, we put convexity to work on the simplest setting of all, minimizing a smooth function with no constraints at all. We'll meet gradients, stationary points, and the descent methods that turn all this theory into an algorithm. See you there.